Hi, everyone. So we're going to do the November astrology report. And I have to say that this is probably one of the hardest ones for the year. It is hard to have these like energies, and I feel like I'd have to do a mid-month report on a check-in to give it out again. This is really hard. So I'm just going to go straight for the playing cards and see what else is going on because every time I sit down to do this video, it is hard to get out. Now, the other signs for the collective, they were proving that there was some clarity and there were some not. It is such a mixed review of what to do. You can't do it. So with that, the Five of Clubs means there's some sort of a meeting to a beating of something to the Eight of Clubs saying, go for it. Just do it cold turkey. And then there's the King of Hearts, and it says, you can't get it as a done. And you say, as a done what? I see a lot of amping everywhere on how nasty this is. Is this the butt of the joke of everything? It really isn't. It really isn't. Because look at this. It is the Queen of Clubs, black suit. When you look at it, you say, it is true. It is true. When you go and you see that November 1st to the 4th, there's just something not right. And then all the other days, there's just something still coming in, but it's sure evidence of what is true and what is not. By the 28th, we're not to know who's going to win the election. We're not to know anything. It is universally dropped of energy to solidify something that the universe likes or does not like. You cannot manipulate it, no matter how hard you try. So with the Two of Hearts, it says there's two opposing sides of everything. The Queen of Diamonds says it's going to get enough of a cut. And that the Eight of Spades says go about, know about it, and see about a day. So when you see about a day, it means give it a day and see what clears. Give it a day and see what happens. You'd be surprised by sitting on it. You'll know exactly when to move forward on something. So when you see this, and it's the Jack of Spades in the black suit, say, when you're cutting at it each day, a little, safely and legally and lawfully, you can get anything done. You don't even have to fill out a piece of paper. Just being yourself is usually more than enough. And that is confirmed with me with the Ace of Spades black suit. You can't understand how well everything got done. All of a sudden, the 28th, you say, yeah, it was worth the wait. Worth the wait. So, Nine of Hearts says, don't worry about it at all because cleanup comes in a way unknown, in a positive way. In reality, as it plays out, it looks messy because the Queen of Spades says, when you're cutting it out through energy, and I'm seeing the line, you see the line almost of a demarcation, and having it a gun is a good idea. And gun is a pun of a relative. So the Three of Spades goes, there is something that is lurking of energy of old, an earthbound spirit. And these spirits in October are conjuring all day long to where it's mischievous. The Seven of Spades says we get what we want, when we want, if we want. Because when I look at the hurricanes, I look at the port strike, I look at everything that's played out to the assassination attempts, to the loss of Ethel Kennedy, to everything, how it goes through right to election day. I just say, let it play out. Each day is something heavier through October. Mind you, this is October 20th, this recording. The five of diamonds says when you do the cutout, you can't be done. It's constantly when you use steel and diamond and garnet and amethyst and jasper, all these elements to frankincense, to lighting a candle, however you practice on clearing and cleansing each day you're like, why do I got to do it again? That's because when there is a loss of something with energy and it's like an opaque and then it goes clear to cloudy to opaque, you have to say, was this like a stick together or was it something of a box, something in a box that is such a present? Confirmed with the Ace of Diamonds, it's real. It's highly real. REAL. So let's look at the wood runes because I see there's enough of a lot. This has to do with a lot of heritage in a state. So when I look at the United States as the culture, and then I'm looking at the globe and how it all plays out, it is so dictated by the constellation Orion to Jupiter retrograde to Pluto coming in, and then the Hunter's moon from October. And then as it comes in even harder and further, at the end of the month, I'm seeing Mars dictating a little bit of anger. It's going to have a lot of power, Mars, a lot of power, because when you look at this, when I see Manas and it's talking about just as you are as man, just instinct and intuition with clear sound mind, you're gonna go for it. That is a driving force. That is Degas. When I'm looking at Degas, I'm saying that's the bomb of all bombs of energy, is just someone going forward and being so true and steadfast with all these elements coming in November that you can't control what's going to happen. And it's not fear mongering, it's not warmongering. It's just something interesting is actually coming through because it's such an unsettlement of all zodiacs and signs. You can't even look at the natal chart. You say, no, this was universally planned. This was meant to happen and drop down right now. So when I see Degas, just go about your day and know that it's going to be right in front of you all of a sudden what is true and what is not because that is where the defense is. You can't even believe how well planted this was. So when you see it, you go, how do you handle this? This is wealth, absolute wealth. This was a gift from the universe right in front of me on what I needed to do and collect it through each way. That is the strength of November, is sitting and watching and listening. And at night, you're going to get a lot of your gifts. And your gifts are when you wake up, it is a refreshing and a renewal. So to be on your guard, to be a warrior if you need to be, which is Tewa, it literally means daily throughout the day, you can make a freeze with the right elements, with the right constellation, with everything coming through positively. don't buck what's going to happen. So when I hear you can't stop what's going to happen, it usually means universally, cosmically, when that energy comes down from the Milky Way, you can't stop it. That is the flow. That is the high flow influx. So when you see fate and then you see destiny, destiny in simplicity is what we write out in our document on how it has to be dictated out. Fate is so hard, like you can throw a rock and you can say, I still missed. But fate is hard, cold pressed energy, which forces you to be in it completely. So when you are you trying to torch it this way or this way? Because I see like a Pac-Man and you can't do a do on a Pac-Man. There's something about that that came through because when I still see it as this, and this is kind of a gift of a night, an NITE, on a road of array, of a disarray to become a GAE. And GAE is an old term in Gaelic of I get it done, where you have to say, I'm not criminal in any which way or form by sitting here calmly in adherence to all law, even universal. I just sit here because maybe I have some ulcers. Maybe it's a little bit painful, but you're able-bodied, like you're getting around well. You're not to know how I feel on the inside and how I present in front of you. That is what's causing havoc. So when it's hidden like this, you have to say, where's the hidden game? What do you need to do? Because this is hidden, this is game, and this is pair. This is all forms. So when I see pair, I say, there's a game that's hidden of a hit and miss coming in November. When I see Barkana, I see it must go agu. So I'm seeing something of fingerprints. I'm also seeing something of hand sanitizer. I'm seeing something of like a review of something where you need to, because I keep doing this and I don't know why. It means release it, release it, release it. There's some sort of joy in this. Living, where it ashes something so well, it brings in more luck for everyone. Let's go to the tarot on what we need to know about the more astrology. So I see a lot of fun on a play from a 1 to a 5 in November. Through 9 through 12, you can't do, but the 19th through the 28th, I see a Thanksgiving. This has to do with universal judgment. So whatever comes through in November, no matter what the signs are, it's not, like we say, it's not fear-mongering. It is a type of judgment that is clear and concise and to set the tone for the rest of the year. There is going to be some sort of a disappointment or loss with the Five of Cups that you just can't handle. And no matter what you look through, it was meant to do. This has to do with relationships. This has to do with friendships. It has to do with marriages. It has to do with um, business partnerships, even up to marriages of families. It's so old that you just can't do it. It's a reforming, retying. It's going to hurt a lot. We don't know where that new has. You'll just know it by your intuition. You literally sit here with the Queen of Cups and the way she's holding her hands like this, just like meditating. She goes, I already got it. The Nine of Cups means discontent in reverse. There is this teamwork that comes in so beautifully of a proper protocol and in policy and procedure. It means the Six of Swords, it comes in with turbulent enforce to gauge it through. It brings in money. I see multiple areas. It brings in good money, good money. There's a new opportunity, especially with the election on how high profile it is. The Queen of Wands goes in reverse. You don't even have to be like skilled at this. That's what's causing chaos. You don't even have to be skilled. They just sit there and I see them do this and they're like, I got it done. That's the trickery that's coming in. And when you see it in November, they're like, yep, we cleared. Hurry up. Do what you got to do. And then December, it's lock it down. Cause another pause for another 3 months. So it's something not well planted, but with all the energies coming through, you'll be able to do something. The Two of Wands in reverse goes, you can't even believe how well it was planned to get you out. Don't worry. Sometimes moving on to a new job or maybe making some new friends or reevaluation of relationships is okay, even to business partnerships, because there's some sort of dealings that have to go through to end it. And it's not what we wished for. But the Ace of Cups says a new beginning comes through with such intuitive intent that there is content. The difficulty throughout the month is really pentacle energy. The Four of Wands says, go for it, go for it. I don't see a whole lot of celebrations. It wasn't in the forefront. I see a little bit more legal justice coming in. It really all depends. It really does. There's a figuring out on how this was done, but there is an ending somehow. And this death card, it means truly a rebirth more, infinitely rebirthed. Five of Pentacles in reverse, there's an even kill with some money for some people in November. There is a bit of guarding, and I see more health for that. Now, lastly, with this, I see the animal spirit to close this one out. Don't rush in with a cheetah in reverse. Don't rush in to the golden card. Because when I see the eagle, I see high amount of forms come in. There's something that why the moth keep coming up, and we don't know why. But when I see the month of November, the moth literally is a mystery. You're not supposed to know what comes in. It's a surprise. It really is, because when I see the peacock, it was already solidified. You couldn't even believe it. The elephant in reverse means they're stomping through. They are stomping through on what it was true. The golden egg says, I caught it. I caught it so hard that day. I couldn't even believe. You just have to go about when you look at this mouse, you say, yes, it was real, 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 real. You can't even believe it. So when you see the spider in reverse, you can't even clean up fast enough. There's no rising from something that's going to happen in November. It's going to affect everyone differently, but just know a lot are coming in to November with clarity. And then by the end, it's very clear and apparent with what's going on. And then you clear it out even more and you set ready for December. And that's all you need to know. With that being said, that's all I have to say, and we'll talk to you soon.